Hi, Rachel here, and today I'm going to talk about emotions in our horses. Now, as a horse owner, you'll already know what science has taken a very long time to agree about. Animals do have emotions. You know your horse has a rich emotional life, and actually this probably drives you up the wall sometimes when fear or panic or lust turns your very sweet horse into a complete raving lunatic. In our horse training courses, we build in emotional awareness right from the beginning. Neuroscience has shown us that all mammals have the same brain structures and chemistries, and our emotional connections with our horses are really where we have a true meeting of minds. Of course, this isn't always helpful. If we're feeling really anxious, then our mirroring horses can pick up on it, and the fear pathways in their brains get lit up, and suddenly we have an anxious horse on our hands too. So this emotional understanding is really important in training. So I'm going to do a short series of videos exploring the work of one world-famous neuroscientist, Jaak Panksepp. He has studied the emotions of animals and humans for a lifetime and has identified 7 core emotional systems that we all share. We find that understanding how our horses are feeling using these emotional systems as a guide helps us to give them better lives and to improve our training. Now in this series I'll give you a brief introduction to them all, but obviously there's not enough time to go into great depth. But I do go into a lot more detail in our courses at connectiontraining.com. The prime system is the seeking system. Horses forage for 18 hours a day, and this is pure seeking system behaviour. It is literally led by the nose and involves sniffing and searching for rewards. It's forward moving and it feels good. If animals are allowed to self-stimulate this system, they'll carry on doing it for as long as they can. It's this system that fires up to get the newborn foal to her feet to find the teat. This system promotes exploration, directly looking for rewards, but also just generally understanding your environment, mapping out your territory, and knowing who's who in the world that you live in. So for example, when horses poo sniff, they're finding out who's been around, who's in season, what's going on. It's news sniffing really. Here are my horses in seeking mode, looking for horse nuts that I've spread in the arena. You'll see again the typical seeking system behaviours of smelling, searching and moving around in a forward direction. This is a vital part of the learning process, and animals learn to identify cues which might suggest a reward will be coming. When your horse checks out your empty feed buckets, for example, this is the prediction side of the seeking system at work, and you can see them doing this in this film. Now, all emotional systems have different levels of arousal. You can see individual differences too in this film. Some are more excited than others, some are more relaxed. However, all these horses are switched on and interested. We're not seeing any shutdown horses here. Shutdown horses are depressed horses, and that is a suppression of the seeking system. The seeking system is still active, but it's at a very low level of arousal. The horse isn't interested in exploring and has lost curiosity about life. Now, sadly, modern horse keeping can cause this kind of depression, with horses that are kept locked up in stables for many hours of the day, and their food is delivered in buckets and hay nets, and it's the same every time. They can get very bored and very, very shut down. Now, even the best training isn't a substitute for that kind of environment. Horses need environmental enrichment, just like zoo animals do. Obviously the ideal is lots of turnout where they can forage for their feed, browse on different kinds of feed sources and have choice about what they eat. But if you can't provide that all the time, you can provide enrichment, such as in this film where we've thrown nuts down in the school for them to browse and forage for, but you can hide bits of carrot in hay nets, you can put different forages in their box so they can choose different ones, or you could take them out for a grazing walk in hand. All sorts of things like that will help to improve their lives. Taking your horse out for a ride is also a great way to enrich their lives while you're having fun yourself. Going out for a ride mimics their natural movement and exploration in their own environment. So please don't ask your horse to be in an outline the whole time. Allow them their heads, allow them to look around and see what's going on, allow them to stand still and sniff the air. They can smell for miles, and they're getting a lot of information through the olfactory system. Let them stop and sniff any poos you come across, and why not have some grazing and browsing breaks. And you can get your own seeking system going there to watch and see what what plants that your horse goes for. Take a photograph and check it out on Google and perhaps have a look and see what herbalists would use that plant for. It's possible that your horse's seeking system is helping him to self-medicate too. The seeking system is the prime emotional system that we stimulate in reward-based training. From the start, using treats and touching muzzles to targets gets the seeking system switched on. It brings in higher levels of arousal, and it can engage even the most shut down horse and make all horses more engaged and more curious about their environment. However, this is just the starting point. We don't want to make the training all about the food. At Connection Training, we actively promote the next emotional system I'm going to talk about, the care system. This is the bonding system, and this is the system that really promotes the relationship between you and your horse. So look out for my next video. Join our mailing list at connectiontraining.com, or like and follow our page on Facebook and you'll be sure to get it. Bye for now.